Hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to Book Summary 5, the 5-Minute Summary Channel. I'm Sammy, your host. Today, we're diving into Fire and Blood by George R.R. Martin, published in 2018. This comprehensive history of House Targaryen covers the rise and fall of one of Westeros' most powerful families, serving as a prequel to the A Song of Ice and Fire series. It has also inspired the hit TV show House of the Dragon. Let's dive into the key events and storylines so you'll feel like you've read it cover to cover. And stick around for a fun fact about the biggest difference between the book and the show. Fire and Blood begins with Aegon the Conqueror's unification of the Seven Kingdoms. Aegon I Targaryen, along with his sister wives, Visenya and Rhaenys, uses their dragons, Balerion, Vhagar, and Meraxes to bring the continent under Targaryen rule. Aegon's campaign is marked by a series of decisive battles, including the Field of Fire, where he defeats the combined forces of the Reach and the Rock. Aegon establishes King's Landing as the capital and sits on the Iron Throne, forged from the swords of his defeated enemies. His reign sets the foundation for the Targaryen dynasty, promoting peace and prosperity through strong leadership and the presence of dragons. Aegon's successors face their own challenges and triumphs. His son, Aenys I, struggles to maintain control, facing rebellions and resistance from the Faith of the Seven, who view the Targaryen practice of sibling marriage as an abomination. His half-brother, Maegor the Cruel, seizes the throne through force, leading to a bloody and oppressive reign. Maegor's tyranny is characterized by his ruthless suppression of dissent, including the brutal construction of the Red Keep and the execution of numerous rebels and rivals. Maegor's cruelty eventually leads to his downfall, as he is found dead on the Iron Throne, pierced by its blades. Jaehaerys I, known as the Conciliator, succeeds Maegor and brings peace and stability to the realm. Jaehaerys' long and prosperous rule is marked by significant advancements in infrastructure, such as the construction of the King's Road and the establishment of new laws and reforms. He works closely with his wife, Queen Alysanne, who advocates for women's rights and the betterment of the small folk. Their reign is a golden age for Westeros, remembered for its peace and prosperity. The Targaryen legacy continues with the reign of Viserys I, a period of relative peace that is shattered by his death. The ensuing struggle for succession between his daughter Rhaenyra and his son Aegon II leads to the devastating civil war known as the Dance of the Dragons. This conflict sees the realm divided, with dragons battling dragons and families torn apart. Rhaenyra, supported by her faction, including powerful houses like the Velaryons and the Starks, initially claims the throne. Aegon II, however, has his own supporters, including House Hightower and members of the Kingsguard. The war's brutal violence and political machinations lead to the near extinction of the Targaryen dragons and significantly weaken the dynasty. Key battles and events include the Battle of the Gullet, where young Prince Joffrey Valerian dies trying to join his mother Rhaenyra, and the Second Battle of Tumbleton, marked by treachery and the slaughter of both dragons and men. The conflict reaches its zenith when Rhaenyra seizes King's Landing, only to be betrayed and captured by Aegon II's forces. She is fed to Aegon's dragon, Sunfire, in a gruesome execution. Following the Dance of the Dragons, the Targaryens struggle to rebuild their power and restore stability to Westeros. Aegon III, known as Dragonbane, ascends the throne, overseeing a period of recovery. Aegon III's reign is marked by his deep melancholy and aversion to dragons, likely stemming from the trauma of the Civil War and his mother's brutal death. The loss of dragons significantly diminishes the Targaryen strength, leading to internal strife and external threats. The Targaryen history is further marked by notable reigns, such as those of Baelor the Blessed, known for his religious piety and eccentricity, and Aegon IV the Unworthy, whose reign is characterized by corruption and the legitimization of his bastards, leading to future conflicts. Baelor's extreme piety leads him to take drastic measures, such as locking his sisters away to preserve their virtue, and undertaking a barefoot pilgrimage across Westeros. Aegon IV's debauchery and poor governance sow the seeds for the Blackfyre rebellions, sparked by his legitimized bastards who challenged the Targaryen rule. The Blackfyre rebellions pose significant threats to the Targaryen rule, with pretenders to the throne challenging the legitimacy of the reigning Targaryens. These conflicts are marked by fierce battles, shifting alliances, and the involvement of notable figures such as Sir Duncan the Tall and the future King Aegon Feith, also known as Egg. The Targaryens ultimately prevail, but the rebellions leave a lasting impact on the dynasty. The book also delves into the reigns of more recent Targaryen rulers like Aerys II, the Mad King, whose descent into madness and cruelty leads to Robert's rebellion and the eventual downfall of the Targaryen dynasty. Aerys's reign is marked by paranoia, atrocities, and the alienation of powerful lords, culminating in the kidnapping of Lyanna Stark, the execution of Rickard and Brandon Stark, and the spark that ignites the rebellion. The rebellion is marked by pivotal events, such as the Battle of the Trident, where Robert Baratheon defeats Prince Rhaegar Targaryen, and the sack of King's Landing, where Jaime Lannister earns the moniker Kingslayer by killing Aerys. The rebellion culminates in the rise of Robert Baratheon to the throne and the exile of the last Targaryen heirs, Viserys and Daenerys. Their flight across the narrow sea sets the stage for their eventual quest to reclaim the Iron Throne, as depicted in the A Song of Ice and Fire series. One major difference between the book and the TV show House of the Dragon is the portrayal and depth of certain characters and events. The book provides a detailed, multi-perspective account of the Targaryen history, often with conflicting versions of events, adding layers of complexity and intrigue. The show, while dramatic and engaging, simplifies some storylines and characters for narrative clarity and pacing, focusing more on the personal dramas and key battles of the Dance of the Dragons. In conclusion, Fire and Blood is a richly detailed and expansive history of House Targaryen, filled with political intrigue, epic battles, and complex characters. George R.R. Martin's meticulous storytelling provides a deep dive into the rise and fall of one of Westeros's most legendary families, setting the stage for the events of A Song of Ice and Fire. Thank you for tuning in to Book Summary 5, the 5-minute summary channel. If you enjoyed this summary, please subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. Until next time, happy reading.